Okay, answer this one. Would you rather know when you're going to die or how you're going to die? Come on, you have to choose one. I just want to get out of this fucking rain. Who told you to stop digging?
Hello guys, welcome. I want to tell you a story by Tom Clancy. This one is called The Division, and as you can see there, it's time for change. And on the right side you said holiday takedown because it all happened in the holidays. It's an ominous message, and this is New York City. In this world, Sera referred to FEMA. So in this world, they call it SERA, and they set up disaster recovery centers all over New York to control this flu-like um, virus that's going on to see if they could develop a vaccine or some kind of cure. And you could see hazmat suits and hazmat locations all over the place, reminiscent of the pandemic that happened recently, which is crazy because this is a game that came out in 2015. This is when I played it back then. This is very old footage. That's why it looks like this. Outside these hazmat locations, you see a memorial wall where they're remembering all the fallen heroes and the dog tags, the flags, all these heroes that participated and lost their lives trying to save people out there in this dystopian fictional world that Tom Clancy created. It's the amount of detail they went in this game. It's amazing. It still sends chills down my spine. If you go out of this safe location, you can see restricted area, martial law in effect. So if you go out, you're on your own. In the entrance of this facility, you see an entryway for civilians out here, where they're all waiting out in the cold. Women, children, families, all out there, and it seems like nobody's processing them to go in. They're just out there in the cold for who knows how long they'll have to wait. This is crazy. But if we actually go further out, it's better in than out because as soon as you walk out, you see all these bodies sealed in FEMA body body bags all over. So many of them. It's crazy how this game portrays this. So many bodies, they weren't even able to fill up these massive graves, which seems like they kind of gave up halfway because they have way too many bodies to deal with. They're all over the place. And like I said, sends chills down my spine. In the middle of winter, survival must be really hard indeed for these people, especially with all the dead and disease. Right here used to be the original entry of the FEMA camp, but it seems like something happened and it burnt down. So you can see the remnants, maybe a riot, maybe malfunction in the gear they had. Who knows? But you can see some trucks out here in what used to be the entryway in the original camp. But still, here starts the city right in the wall of the FEMA camp. As you walk down the city, this is New York City, you can see bodegas and projects if you keep exploring the snow. It's a beautiful environment and ominous at the same way. People are not trying to leave their homes because martial law. And as you can see, there's garbage piled everywhere. And this is exactly how it would be if people don't leave their homes and There's people committing crimes over there. This is exactly how it would be if trash is not picked up, because we really produce a lot of trash, creating more disease and more problems for us all. Survival only gets worse as times go. You can see missing people posters splattered throughout the whole city with emergency personnel dead on spot. Martial law, quarantine, martial law, deadly force authorized. You let this happen, people say.
Safety off.
Make sure the medical items gets into the clinic, and the food goes to the storage by the mess halls.
Put those crates back on the truck.
Wait, what?
We're not wasting any more supplies on these people. Put them back, Private.
Sir.
What the hell are you doing, Colonel?
They are already dead, Doctor.
Are you insane? They need care. What about the staff?
Collateral damage. Now, take your hand off my soldier.
If you go ahead with this, I will report your What the
Bar the gate, Sergeant. Looks like you got a riot brewing.
Lock and load!
Put it down.
Some government factions stray off and make their own rebel groups, leaving people to survive on their own, and those who try to help, they pretty much die. Tom Clancy was an American novelist known to make things like Red October, a lot of things about Chinese menace, a lot of military politics. As you can see right here, you see these plastic containers that were used for people who were infected. They were used as a type of mass grave where you could put multiple bodies inside one of these plastic containers. They were waterproof and they were sealed so the contamination wouldn't come out. And you could see bodies everywhere in these body bags, which means the government at some point gave up. And that's why factions started going on their own route, doing their own rules. And it all became part of survival, leaving normal people to fend for themselves out in the street, which means criminals came out and started making their own laws and their own rules of justice. Very ominous how reality will actually be. Tom Clancy is known to make a lot of commentary on spy missions and a lot of politics that had to do with war. And in a world, in this world, the Tom Clancy's Division world, this disease spread all over and they couldn't even contain it, no matter what precautions they took. It was every man for itself at some point. Gangs and crimes and factions of military splintered all over the place. It was truly a world where you were on your own to survive and no one was going to save you.
Technically, technology is what's killing the planet. But that's not really the case. It's the greed that drives the technology. But a funny thing happened on the way to $100 genome maps and 3D printed plastic toys. Someone figured out those technologies could be repurposed, modified for the greater good. Me. Now, my virus is going to do what nature's always done. Decide who lives and who dies. And if nature decides I die, then I die. If nothing else, I'll have a lot of company. Natural selection at its finest, helped along by a little unnatural genetic manipulation. It's all data, really. Life's just a method of processing it. The same way I processed the smallpox genome on my laptop. And who's to say that wasn't the plan all along? If by some miracle, you survive green poison, then nature's decided you deserve to live. The rest of us shouldn't and won't. Godspeed. I'll see you in hell.